You're disappointed?
Nah,
Ah,
it's
okay.
expected now.
The
You can only get
disappointment is
disappointed so
expected.
many times. Yeah.
Until it's just, eh.
He likes being ugly. I mean,
Jesus Christ.
I'm just
Holy
trying to
shit.
help a bro out. It's okay. We're going the opposite direction because I'm like letting mine get a little bit more scruffier.
Yeah. Give me a
Opposite
rug burn
directions.
when
Yeah,
we
but don't
kiss
worry,
next
baby.
weekend.
Next week, yeah. Oh yeah, you get all the
Mhm.
rug burn.
Some smochies.
All
I want
right.
third degree up on this grill.
Oh, you'll get first degree. Trust me. Ain't no ointment in the world that's gonna help you after I'm done.
I'm willing to put it to the test. It's no problem there.
Fucking do it.
Alrighty, for sure. So did you actually take the time to watch all these movies, or are we going off memory here?
No,
'Cause I
off
don't blame
memory.
you.
I just
Yeah,
wanted
same.
to. I just wanted to rewatch Shang-Chi just to see if it was still as good as I remembered.
Right? I actually did the same recently. Like maybe 2 weeks ago, just put it on for fun. Just because I remember liking it so much. And yeah, I still had a great time with it.
Oh yeah, it's yeah, just as good. Still love it. Very Dragon Ball Z. So Dragon Ball Z.
Z-ish.
Yes, there we go.
Z-esque.
Stop with your
If you want to
ish.
be fancy. If you want to put your pinky up as you say it, you can say Dragon Ball Z-esque.
Okay. Oh, there's the burp.
I
Okay.
was gonna, yeah, held me in suspense. I tried to be polite and quiet to hear the glory, but it was just a tease.
a little sad how quiet it was.
Yeah, exactly. I was like this. Oh.
No. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I let you down. It's okay though. I'm
watch
satisfied.
You gotta watch the video version for that joke. Sorry, audio listeners. But
So,
yes,
what'd you bring? What are you drinking?
I brought something very straightforward, nothing crazy. But
God damn
it's
it.
not what you think. It's not what you think. It's not anything that bad. Welcome if any of you are new, but you know, there's a trend that tends to happen on occasion on the show where John will bring a nice, sturdy, potent boy beer, while I'll bring something usually a little on the lighter side at times.
A little tiny.
I enjoy my strong beers, don't get me wrong, but sometimes there are errands and obligations that need to be made post-show. Today, there's an errand, a fun errand probably later, but I don't have to worry about that. I'm okay. I'm not driving, so therefore I can have a nice classic West Coast style.
Oh, yeah.
Still an IPA, so a nice little something, something.
Nice.
Welcome to Beer Belly. Yeah, just like, you know, I'm gonna get a little silly, feel a little silly by the time we're done with this talk.
A little loose.
This very important talk we're having today. What about you? What did you bring to the show today, my sir?
This was a gift. It's not a beer. It's definitely a whiskey still, but it's in a can.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah.
Bring that closer to the camera. Oh, Screwball.
Never had it before. So
yeah.
This is going to be an experience. I've always steered very away from this because this is peanut butter on it. And I love peanut butter, but...
And your whiskey?
I'm fat, but I'm not that fat.
Right. I'm trying to think of what it is. It's like chocolate liqueur with Screwball. It's called a Reese's Pieces.
Ooh.
A Reese's Cup. You got to try that with Screwball peanut butter whiskey.
Okay, I'm a little happy because I've let this in the freezer for hours and hours and hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I know typically whiskey doesn't freeze, but because it was in a can, I wasn't sure about the science.
The aluminium may adjust that science. But no, it looks like we're good. The PIM particles are aligned. They have bonded.
How big is this thing? How many ounces am I putting in me?
I'm going to guess 8.
It says 2 servings per can.
But
the fuck does that mean? The fuck does that mean?
I know, right? They're coming at you with John science, but John science against John brain becomes a double negative.
My head hurts.
Oh my god.
50 milliliters?
50 milliliters. There you go.
Oh, that smells like peanut butter. Oh,
whoa. There you go.
Oh, so can you allow me to share my screen?
Of course. I forget that we have to allow that. I'm sure
you've denied me. You fucking shackle me.
Whatever I can do to make that not happen. Go ahead. You're good,
all right,
baby.
So today
we
are ranking the MCU Phase 4.
Yep. It has now been completed.
Let's do all of it.
Oh, now you want to do all of it.
Well, unfortunately, it was the only one on tier maker that I could find. So
nice. Okay, cool.
Can you see my screen?
I see it.
And everybody see it? Okay.
My God,
we have different tiers here.
I love your rankings. I love you. Okay, again, we'll do our best. I think we should do our best for the audience.
Explain everything,
for people who are listening and not watching. Yes. We should probably help them out a bit.
Just a bit. No, fuck them.
We'll do some We'll do some narrations as we go. But John has our tiers table set up. So, sir, since you created this table, why don't you have the honors of explaining to the listeners and not what tiers we have, what 4 tiers are set up?
It's 4 tiers, okay?
Just any long-time listener of Beer Belly or viewer will understand some of these references here. Good call using the Beer Belly legacy. Go on, sir. I love you. I'm gonna kiss you right in the fucking mouth when I see you next.
Oh my God!
I will.
Give me my goddamn beer, you bitch.
I now owe you a beer too for being late. I apologize, but you're a really good sport today. Thank you. Go ahead.
I was just so looking forward to doing this. So 4 different categories. And 1, 2, 3, 4, obviously, 1 being the best, 4 being the worst. We're going to start with number 4. So the 4th category we have categorized, because we are one as Beer Belly.
United.
Unless AJ says some racist shit, then
what else is new?
Yeah, then I don't know him. So the first one is or the worst one is the chores.
The chores.
And just in case you don't know what that means, it means it's straight caca. Just
all the diarrhea or diarrhea, if you will.
Yeah, it's watery. I'm talking watery.
Brown liquids. Absolutely. So you ever eat like that, like burrito around like midnight, and all of a sudden it's 2 a.m. You wake up and having to run to the baño? That's a bathroom for those who don't speak fluent Spanish like myself.
Yes. Because I'm so great at explaining things, but go ahead and give you an example. I mean, this movie doesn't belong there. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But let's just use the example, Eternals.
Sure.
I'm gonna go ahead and say straight caca or the chores.
Sure.
But we haven't discussed it yet. Not yet. So the next one above it,
just hypothetically,
is balanced. Okay. It's not completely chores, but it's not so good that it's in the respect level. We'll get into that later. So balanced. So, nice and balanced. Another example is Eternals is absolutely not balanced. So it's going to go to the chores.
Now you're speaking logic. All right. Everyone keeping up? I know it's pretty in-depth, but yeah. Very good.
And the second the best is respect, because it was a respectable movie, you know? Yeah. And again, an example is Eternals is not a respectable movie. So go right back to the chores.
Okay. I think I'm getting your thought process on this.
And the number one is Beer Belly Gold.
Yeah.
Beer Belly Gold. Honestly, not even going to use Eternals as the example. It's just straight caca.
Well, the thing is, caca is not the color of gold. It's the color of the chores, which, so it can't go up there if it's not even the color. Like, come on. Unless maybe you want to do a golden shower on top of Eternals, then there is that.
You do it then.
Sure. But until then, let's just say hypothetically, maybe that movie ends up in the chores
section. But let's save that one.
Okay. Should we go in chronological order of release?
If you know it by release, I know it's Black Widow.
I'm super hyper intelligent with a great memory, like an elephant, but I also have it right here in front of me on another window. So
thank God. Thank God.
All right. Shall we get into it?
Let's do it.
All right. But before we do, if you want to support the show, you can hit us up at BeerBellyPod on Twitter. There's a little dollar symbol that you can tap on your phone. It links to our Venmo account if you'd like to help support the show, because we cold out here. We can't afford great alcohol. John's freaking drinking peanut butter over there.
I'm broke. There ain't no money in there.
Then please, it would be lovely if you would. Otherwise, again, if you want to let us know where we are totally off base and wrong with our evaluations, you can email us or just comment, DM us, whatever, on any of your favorite social media apps, at BeerBellyPod on all of those, or BeerBellyPod at gmail.com.
Gmail.
Get ready. Again, if you're a first-time listener, welcome. If you're an old, long-time viewer, what have you, welcome again. Video episodes are available most easily on, as John would call it, the Spoodamify.
The Spoodamify, yep.
Of course. All right, well then, to start things off, we have Black Widow back in 2021.
Okay.
And so...
Is COVID a factor at all? Are we giving this a bit of a pass because it's COVID? Or fuck that.
I think the movie had been done for a long time.
You're right.
Long time.
You're right.
I think if anything, COVID definitely delayed the release, but it did not. I don't think it had much of a factor on the outcome of the film itself. I'll put it that way, in my opinion.
Okay.
Let me
put it then?
Let me start off with saying this. I have to give it this credit in that it definitely does mix up the Marvel formula a bit. You know, I mean, it's a longtime character of the MCU, Black Widow. We know that she's already dead, so what's the point of making the movie to begin with? But it is a really kind of fun romp. Florence Pugh is also a really cool character, the White Widow, if you will, in the film. She was awesome. You got Rachel Weisz being a beautiful badass. You got David Harbour, who's awesome Red Guardian.
Equally as sexy.
Scarlett Johansson, the Black Widow herself. And you know what? It was a pretty fun film. I liked it more than I thought I was going to. It was, dare I say, balanced. It wasn't exactly the best MCU movie of the phase for me, but it was a nice mix up with formula. It wasn't like, I don't know. It's not just like classic superhero tale, in my opinion. And I think every main character within like I don't know if they're considered like the Romanov family, if you will, but I thought they were really cool. Everyone kind of brought something fun to the table.
Agreed. Although I will say that Taskmaster was a little bit of a disappointment for me. Just a bit. I mean, I think it's because I was so in love with him in, you know, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I was thinking he was just going to be a little different.
Right.
But besides that, the movie was released way too late.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And you're right, they did mix up the formula. They released a movie way later than they should have. And I'm not talking about like years released. I'm saying it should have been released in like 2015. Like the fuck. Like they recorded this, or they filmed this movie after Endgame and Infinity War and after Spider-Man. Like there's no reason to have it besides the fact that they probably wanted to introduce the White Widow, and you know, the Black Widow wanted to get paid. So because of that, I'm going to go ahead and agree. Balanced.
Sure.
Balanced.
It has my respect to a degree as well. But for now, I mean, who knows? We might shuffle stuff around. We might realize, you know what? No, this belongs up higher. Or maybe this is belonging in the toilet along with the chores. But we'll find out. We'll find out as we go.
Okay.
Cool.
What's the next one?
So let's see here. We have Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. We were just talking about.
Are you going in just movie order? Because now we got TV shows.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Check your Google. I mean, I gave you the incorrect information.
Okay, fair enough.
You. Well, I know for a fact it's Captain and Falcon and Winter Soldier.
That makes a lot of sense.
Oh wait,
no. WandaVision was the first show.
Yep, WandaVision. Okay.
Oh shit, my bad. All right, we're going off memory here, which is not the most dependable.
WandaVision.
We're gonna be all right.
Okay, cool.
Cool. So WandaVision, speaking of mixing up the MCU formula, I mean, this is like the epitome of that, in my opinion. One of the epitomes of that. I think WandaVision, obviously, we all know how charming of a show it is, especially like the first like 3 episodes are like totally based off like sitcom eras, which is really fun. And then it definitely goes into the weeds of like, okay, now this is how it really connects to the overall MCU, which is where it gets really, really fun at that point too. Like it starts off with like an air of mystery behind it, and then all of a sudden it really ramps up, and I think it makes it even more fun, in my opinion.
Yep, and don't forget how great Agatha is.
Yep.
She's amazing. I mean, she was so good. She's getting her own fucking TV show on Disney Plus.
Yes, that's correct.
So I'm looking forward to that. I can see people's complaints that those first 3 or 4 episodes could be boring, especially if you weren't into that kind of era of TV. Luckily for myself, I have an older sister, so whether I liked it or not, I had to watch those black and white TV shows. So I definitely enjoyed it a lot more because of that aspect. But like you said, I think this felt like a true Phase 4 show.
Yes, Agreed.
Not like this right here.
Yes.
Whatever this is, we're done talking about that. So, where does it go?
I mean, I have to at least give it respect. It's been a long time since I've seen the show. I haven't rewatched it since initially finishing the season, but at the same time, I got to say at least respect.
Respect. Okay. And you know what? I respect your respect because it's pretty damn. It wasn't gold. I feel like if it was, I would have seen it at least a second time. But sure. I think most of the shows I don't. So I'm gonna shut the fuck up about that. Regardless, respect.
Very nice. Nonetheless, very nice work on this table as well. So I got to give you props once again. You've done a good job here. All right. So next up, as you mentioned, let's see here. We now have, if I'm not mistaken, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh, okay. I got
or
you,
Captain America and the Winter Soldier, if you
will. Next move. Next one. I got you. I got you.
You're so bad. I don't dislike the show that much. I really don't. I think it's just fine.
What was the best part about that show?
The beautiful speeches.
You're right. It's gold. Yeah, no. I don't know. I don't think it was that great.
It's not gold for you?
This is one of those ones that got fucked by COVID because they actually had a subplot going on where it was some kind of virus that was killing people. But unfortunately, COVID happened, so they had to change it. So in the first 2 episodes, they kind of just give you a little nod and wink that they were originally trying to talk about the viruses. Mm-hmm. Who the fuck is the bad guy in it? I don't even know who the bad guy is. Oh, fake Captain America.
But then he's also still a good guy at the same time. Like he redeems himself a little bit. Like he's not all that bad.
Not he bad.
At the end of the day.
He's bad like the show. It's bad.
Fair enough. I'm going to say at least balance, but if you want to keep it at chores for now,
okay,
I'm down because we might realize, you know what? It's not quite as choresy as something else.
Watching it is a chore.
Yes.
and you disagreed with me. So does it not belong in the truth?
I just think how confidently you said it made me agree with you. That's all. The power of persuasion. This man is blessed with a golden tongue.
Man, I'm telling you, the show is chores.
Jesus Christ.
Let's leave it there, and I'll let you think of a better point.
Sebastian Stan, Anthony Mackie, we love you guys.
Not in that show. Not in that show at all. Sorry. Cool. Why is he the only broke Avenger? It's very I get it.
That's true.
I'm watching the MCU to kind of separate from real world shit.
You would want to, right? You would think.
and then don't forget the 17-minute woke speech.
Oh yeah.
And wokeness does not really bother me that much for the most part. I mean, most people, I believe, deserve a second chance. This show does not.
I think in a recent episode you put it pretty well in that obviously everyone agrees with what he had to say, which meant that the speech didn't have to go on as long as it did.
Exactly.
And if it's for the people that don't believe in what he's saying, they're not going to listen to it anyway. They're not going to watch it. So
you wasted everybody's time.
Yeah.
You wasted everybody's time. You know who did it better? Black Panther. They touched on more,
that's true,
racial subjects than this fucking hand fist of a show. I'm done.
Fair enough. It's been controversial for you. But I think you make a good point, a good observation there as well. It's Black Panther was able to talk about social commentary, but in a more interesting way, for sure.
Fuck yeah.
It wasn't so on the nose, you know what I mean?
What is it? Killmonger saying in the end, throw me in the water with my ancestors, something like that? Because they knew life of bondage wasn't worth it. It was something like that. I was oh, I feel your pain.
Right, my brother. I'm sorry for what you've gone through.
I am 65% Spaniard, but I get your pain.
I'm having all the inappropriate thoughts right now. Moving on.
Okay. What's the next one?
So next up, it's going to be a lot of shows actually for a little bit.
I'm okay with that.
So next up, believe it or not, we're already at Loki.
Oh,
that came out June 9th of last year.
I know where
as
this
the
is
recording
going.
of this episode.
I'm gonna just straight out say it. I think this is gold. I think this is what made me feel like we're on phase 4. It showed how menacing Kang can be without even doing anything. The way he taught, like, I'm so excited about this villain.
Yeah. I finally saw the Ant-Man and the Wasp trailer.
Oh, yeah.
Quantumania. I finally saw it when I went to go see Wakanda Forever, and Daddy got hype. I'm like, holy shit. And when he finally like has like the whole Kang the Conqueror look, I'm like, oh dude, let's fucking go. I'm getting goosebumps thinking
I wish you would have watched the leaked Comic-Con one. There was more things that would have given you the chills, I'm telling you.
I remember you telling me about that, you bastard. Oh, yeah. I'm so excited.
I'm an Avenger. Well, I'm a conqueror. Oh, that's chills, my friend. Okay.
For sure.
So I'm going to say it's number 1. I am unbelievably looking forward to number 2. And I'm sure number 2 is going to open up, phase 4 even more, this multiverse fucking saga.
Oh, it's got to. Yeah. I agree. All right, cool. So yeah, I'm definitely down to follow you into that way.
Is it masturbation, by the way, that Loki's into Loki?
I mean, I think it's some sort of masturbation. Right. Yeah, most definitely. Right. It's like the ultra jerk off, because when you're having sex, you're really just jerking off yourself. Can we do that? I want to have a clone now.
I think it's straight masturbation, but
that's exactly what it's not even sex at that point. That's awesome. It's the reverse sex.
So
the
Loki.
Anti-sex. So Loki. Yeah, right. Disney, Marvel, we love you. Don't kill us. But I mean, again, like we've already talked about it with a couple different projects, and for Loki, it's like, again, another example of like the epitome of mixing up the Marvel formula in an interesting, fun, intriguing, in the beginning, a mysterious way. Like I remember just wondering, like, where is this show going? Like episode 1 was cool, and the ending was kind of intriguing. But then I feel really though, like after episode 2 and on, it just got better and better. And one thing I remember saying, if there's any critique I can give, is that I think every episode was amazing from episode 1 to the second to last episode, because you really are like, oh my God, who is this guy? And then I feel like the last episode was a little bit more the same, a lot of talking, a lot of exposition, and not enough showing. There's a little showing, like, he's saying like, I've come back again and again and again as different people.
You gotta tease a little bit, AJ.
That's true. I feel
the whole package.
I'm not saying you gotta show it all, flash that cash.
On the first date?
On the first date. Let me know what's going on. But yeah, I mean, that being said, I still enjoyed the show immensely, even if the last episode felt like it was like maybe 70% as good as the second to last episode. I still enjoyed the show immensely
as a whole.
Super fun. I mean, Loki and female Loki was just awesome. I don't know.
Morbius was great when they brought in the what are they called again? All the different Lokis? The variants.
Yes. Yeah, the variants. Yes, of course. And you got like Crocodile Loki in there. That was awesome. Old classic Loki. That was really cool too. Where he like gets to free them from the multiverse, from that dimension.
I think it might be at the end of that episode, or maybe that whole episode, but you also see Loki for president. That was a great one.
Yes. I think he was like the ringleader of the variants or something like that, from what I recall. But then it was like old Loki that decided to like save them. That was really tight. Yeah, super fun show. I just remember being. I mean, let's not forget how awesome Owen Wilson is in that show.
Mobius.
Mobius. Not that crappy vampire movie.
They're all starting to sound the same now, AJ.
That is interesting that they have a Mobius character and a Morbius character. Yeah. I feel
that's a big fuck you to Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me correct Lotto, because he's not that great.
Lotto. Oh God.
Like the Lotto, sometimes you get a winner, most of the time you don't.
A lot of times it's a lot of losers. I feel you.
Sorry. You got that one Grammy, I get it, but that's it. Get out.
Right. Amazing actor when in the right projects. Yes. I'll give you that. Dallas Buyers Club, amazing. He's great.
Amazing. What other movie?
Requiem for a Dream.
I've never seen that one.
Oh, you got to check it out.
I've heard.
You will like that movie.
I know.
You're going to be sad, but you'll like that movie.
One of these days. That's definitely on my Netflix list.
It should. I feel like your wife would really like that movie too. She'll be sad, but she'll like it. Yeah. Oh, she has?
Yeah.
It seems like a movie she'd like. Cool. All right, moving on. Unless you have something else to say about Loki.
No, I'm just respecting our list. So far, we have one in each category.
Yeah, wow, who'd have thunk? Yeah. Right, one, bang, 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 right after another. So. Cool. We're just so balanced. God damn it.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Now, this is an interesting one. Again, switching up the Marvel formula again. I guess Phase 4, you know what? It may not be my favorite phase as far as movies go, but again, these shows have brought it, and we've said it again and again and again. The shows bring the fun of Phase 4 for the most part for me. And we have What If. Marvel What If.
Oh, man.
Animated series.
I'm unbelievably biased about this. I feel like you need to make the decision because this is gold for me.
Okay. I'm going to say this. Aside from episode one,
that one was terrible.
Everything
like the
else
first
is
Captain
great.
America movie. Terrible.
Yeah. You know, I recently rewatched First Avenger, and I didn't mind it at all.
Agreed.
I had a great time. Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
I totally agree.
But when I saw it in theaters the first time, I was like, this is okay. And wow, this is fun. This is okay. All right. And
then he goes gay. And then Captain America goes gay.
He finds his old buddy Bucky.
The capital B.
He gives him the capital
or
B,
that capital D,
sure.
depending on which one he was in love with. In what era?
Anyway, I don't know how to respond to that.
Oh my god.
We have Marvel What If. Okay, so Captain Carter episode, maybe not the strongest. And right. I've been meaning to rewatch the Star-Lord or the Black Panther T'Challa becomes Star-Lord episode. Because that one I thought was cool. It was neat. Thanos is a good guy, apparently. He's been enlightened. He realizes maybe he doesn't need to kill the entire universe, or half of it anyway, in order to become, prosperous and such and righteous. Mm-hmm. But I thought that episode was pretty cool. It's not my favorite by far and away.
No, but it progressively gets better, in my opinion, until the last episode. The last episode's okay, but
yeah, the second to last episode in this series, and this is like my favorite probably still. When you get the moment where Uatu, the Watcher, all of a sudden says, what does he say? Like, you couldn't comprehend my
strength, and he goes all fucking
like Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
He goes like supersonic on him, like boom, armor and everything like that, and then just proceeds to kind of womp on the Vision, Ultra Vision, or whatever, or Ultron Sigma, if you will.
Ultra Sigma.
Ultron
I'll
Vision.
take that. Oh,
right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like amazing.
Ultron was sick.
I remember Sin and I were sitting down watching that, like, holy fuck, like what is going on here right now? It was amazing. It was so fun. I think that, and then you get Killmonger in that.
I was gonna say what if Killmonger saves Iron Man or Tony Stark?
Yeah,
that's a great one. Oh my god. The Ultron one is amazing. That one is, and I think there's only 3 characters in that one. It's Hawkeye, Black Widow, and Ultron, and it's fucking great. It's so good. Then don't forget Marvel Zombies.
That's exactly where my head was going. Super fun little mix up. I mean, I can't wait for them to revisit that again eventually. But that was really cool. Was that where the Vision became a villain? Was that where it happened?
Yeah, I wouldn't say he was a villain. He was just trying to save Wanda.
Yeah,
and then he realizes like the errors of his way, and he tells him to run off, and more people die.
Right. Yes,
zombie
that's
movie.
right.
It even has like your classic zombie movie ending. They think they're saved, and then they end up getting fucked in the end, and there's like 3 survivors. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
So where would you put it? I'm okay to put it in respect.
I again, if we put wherever we put it, we can always move it around for better or for lower score, whatever we need to. But you know what? For now, let's put it in gold. Let's put it in gold because we've had a lot of positive things to say, aside from one like harder critique, which is this episode 1 is just all right.
Get rid of episode 1. Skip it. I did. I skipped it. I did.
Captain Carter does have a nice little comeback later on, which is fun and all, when she becomes Holy Carter and all that stuff. But until then, you know, the first episode kind of leaves a taste in your mouth, you know?
Oh, I definitely left that taste in my mouth.
I feel you. All right, next up. And now, I mentioned it earlier, but now this movie came out actually on my birthday, which was super fun. And you and your wifey, Yvonne, came up with us to go see it. And that was Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. The first, actually out of all these, the first actual movie of Phase 4, Black Widow actually came out. Oh, no, that's a lie. That was Black Widow's July. So since we already talked about that, then yeah, Shang-Chi, pardon me.
Shang-Chi.
Yes.
I'm going to keep saying Shang-Chi.
That's fair. That's fair. Do it. But I mean, that's what everyone called him before they saw the movies. So I feel you. If you don't natively speak Chinese, you probably called him Shang-Chi.
Yes.
But now I try to be, proper and saying my Shang-Chi. But awesome movie. I can't get over it. It's definitely my favorite, like, martial art epic, like, of all time.
Oh, it's so good. A fun fact, now that you've seen the Ant-Man trailer, there, people are speculating, it's not even rumors, that the rings have to do with King and the Ant-Man. How he's looking for something in the trailer? People are speculating it's either Shang-Chi's rings or Miss Marvel's whatever the fuck she has.
Wow. Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. That hard light power she has.
Well, she has like cufflinks.
Her gauntlets, or cufflinks. Yeah, so I got you.
People are saying one of those two might be what he's looking for.
That would be.
And I think it's a good one.
Oh man.
Yeah, there's a specific scene in the trailer. I think you see his chair and it's floating under rings or something like that. So that's why people are like connecting the two.
That's so neat. I didn't realize that. Oh shit, that's so exciting. Okay, we're with it. I'm down.
So. I loved it. I think there are some lows in it where it slows down a little bit. Yeah. I think that first action scene is the best part of the entire movie.
When they're on the bus?
Yes. I mean, don't get me wrong. The end is really good too. I love that whole
It's pretty epic.
The whole Dragon Ball Z thing going on. But that first fight scene was so good. But because of that, I'm going to say it goes under respect.
Okay, I'm actually cool with keeping it there for now. I think it's nearing gold though. For me,
I agree. I think it is. I just don't want to put too many things in gold.
Yeah.
We're gonna look a little fanboyish.
We got to be harsh. We got to be we got to be critical. And I agree. I think so far where we have things is pretty fair. I think it's pretty fair.
Again, straight Gaka.
Yeah, chore tier. Again, to anyone who's unfamiliar, like what the fuck does he mean by the chores? It's short for choro. Not to be mistaken with a churro.
No.
Which is Mexican slang for diarrhea, for the diarrhea.
This is you on a Sunday evening going to the wrong taco place, stuck on the freeway, need to get home now because you're about to shit your pants. Churros.
And unfortunately, you actually do on the way home. It happens to the best of us, or the worst of us too.
It almost happened to me at Wakanda Forever. Watch the previous episode. I know what I'm talking about.
How fun!
AJ, I didn't even tell you because this fucking theater to get to the bathroom is a mission. I had to Indiana Jones it because it's so old school. There's only one girls and one boys bathroom, and you have to go upstairs for it. So I'm like hooking it out of Wakanda Forever, and my heart is racing. I didn't think I was gonna make it.
Everyone in the theaters below where you're stepping just hears a stomping on your way.
Great surround sound.
I know, right? God damn! I really felt the punches there. All right.
But yes, chores.
Chores aplenty. Now that we have that more clarified for y'all that may be unfamiliar with our such strong Spanish, if you will. All right. We'll be right back. We're going to take a quick break. To those of you listening to the edit, it's going to be like 1 second. All righty. So where were? Oh, that's right. The chores. The chores.
Yes. Yes.
Now that we further understand the definition of the chores, let's move on, please. Well, actually, I wanted to say something about Shang-Chi. So yeah, my favorite like martial arts epic nowadays for sure. Pretty damn badass. You get like some fun references. You get Wong in there for a quick second, which is cool. Which gets a later appearance in this phase, also in a pretty fun little way. Wongers.
He's a partier.
Yeah, he's a party boy nowadays, which I respect. I'm with.
Totally. For sure. Respect. If we were doing a character tier list, he would be under respect. Although he's gold, he'd be under respect.
He actually gets the award of having 2 awards. Yeah. Wow. Which might make him the best character in the MCU for Phase 4.
I think so. In Phase 4, yeah.
Alrighty, let's see here. I'm trying to do some quick math. What is next? I think I know what it is, but let me just double check that to be sure.
I'm curious.
Okay, yes, I think we have it here. It's actually going to be Hawkeye was right after Eternals.
Yep.
Eternals. So we've already kind of talked about it hypothetically, but realistically, where does it belong?
Oh, I already put there. It's chores.
Okay. Fair enough. I think, as far as each category goes, should the strongest ranking be furthest to the left? Does that make sense? So right now you have Falcon and the Winter Soldier further to the left than Eternals.
So I'm saying that
Eternals is less shitty than Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Let me fix that.
Unless you want to keep it where it's at.
No, I don't. You know
I'm
what?
Cool with that.
Yeah, no, actually, yeah.
Okay.
I honestly think this is one of the worst things Marvel has done so far. In
general.
Yeah, it's just not.
What about Miss Fontaine? I thought she was a cool little appearance and such. You know, you get like a really heavy, violent scene in Falcon and Winter Soldier where freaking evil Captain America chops that guy's head off with the shield on the fountain.
The best part of that series is Zemo dancing, and it's not even in the fucking series.
That's a good point. So it doesn't even count.
No. The one thing that would have taken it from the chores to balance, gone.
Took away from it.
They sealed their own fate. Movie's too long. There's just too much of like diversity going on. Like just too much. You know,
as far as Eternals goes,
there's a blind person or a deaf person, a gay person. They're all colored. I mean, there's a white guy.
Every color of the rainbow you could think of is the Eternals.
I'm pretty sure I saw Putty from the Power Rangers in there. One of those Putty monsters,
just in the background, right? Yeah, I'm here too, guys.
It was too many stories. It was not for me. It definitely expanded like the MCU in a sense.
In a pretty broad way, I think. What the fuck is going to happen with all like these Celestials now?
The movie was so bad they ignored the fact that there's a Celestial fucking floating in the ocean. There was like one newspaper clipping in one of the movie shows, and that was it.
That's true. I know. I really wonder what they're supposed to do because they've yet to like truly address these Celestials.
And then they brought in Harry Styles.
That is interesting. I mean, hell of a musician. I'll definitely give Harry Styles that. I'll give them that. But otherwise, I don't know if that's the actor I would have expected. No. You know,
he's not an actor. That's the problem.
I mean, who knows? Maybe he'll really surprise us. I hope so. I want to.
I hope not. I hope we forget that this happened. You know,
fair enough. Maybe they'll be great. I don't know. But we'll see. But, you know, on the contrary to what you're saying, I actually feel like, and again, I was really nervous about how well they were going to be able to balance all the different Eternals within the team, within the fam, if you will. And I thought they did okay with it. It was a long movie for it. It was definitely a long movie. But I mean, like, Kumail Nanjiani was great. He was funny. He brought great, like comedic relief to the kind of doldrum gray that was this film.
You know who did it better? Infinity War.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They had about the same amount of time.
I mean, they had like a decade's worth of build up, so that way you could appreciate each character individually as opposed to
still a complex
like a 3.5 hour film.
It's still a very complex story to finish.
Yeah.
Like, Eternals is starting from scratch, but
really is. Kinda.
Let's just pretend it never happened and just move on.
You know what? My favorite part, or where I got the most hype in this film, was actually the very end when you get the Black Knight tease. Like that was got me rock hard. Agreed. I was like, "Oh shit! What the fuck?" Like as soon as they mentioned that, they mentioned the ebony blade earlier in the movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And then it shows the ebony blade, and I was like, oh my God. And I just read the 5-issue miniseries that they released like months before that. And so it got me completely wet in the theater. And I was like, I nerded out for like 10 minutes after that.
And then, you know, Blade called him.
Yeah. That's right.
That was Blade. That was also very exciting.
Right.
You're right. He was the best part that came out of that shitty movie.
Right. Kit Harington. Is that his name?
Yes, I believe so.
Am I totally off base by that?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
But then again, I don't know his name, so you might be. Actually,
it is Kit Harington.
Okay,
Kit Harington. Okay. I had to fact check myself on that one. That knowledge check. But anyway, I mean, Eternals is fun. It's not a terrible movie in the grand scape of movies, but I mean, as far as MCU goes, sight. I mean, I think my biggest letdown in that film was like that whole buildup of like these variants are here and they're evil, and that one becomes more and more evil and powerful.
I forgot about that.
But then it goes nowhere. Like I thought it was going to become like a new bad like enemy that goes on in different films, and then I thought, well, you know what? I'm actually relating to this character a little bit because it's just a victim of circumstance. But then they kill it anyway, and then nothing comes of it. I'm like, what the fuck was the point? I guess it just gave them something to do for the first 2.5 hours? Question mark. I don't know.
Waste of time, really weird. Waste of gas.
Had great dreadlocks by the end of the film, I guess. There's that.
Yeah. Not worth it.
It was a long movie too. Was it like 3.5? Something like that.
No, was it? No, there's no way it was 3. Was it 3.5 hours? I need you to look into that.
I'm going to look into it right now. But yeah, it was a pretty good run time.
No way. It was probably 3:05.
I think you're right. I remember it crossing. I thought it crossed the 3-hour threshold, but I could be wrong. Let me see here. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm full of shit. 2.5 hours. Sorry.
Okay.
2 hours 37 minutes.
Yeah,
that's not bad. That's typical MCU.
That movie is not good.
I honestly wouldn't mind if more MCU movies were 2:37, 2 hours 37, but at the same time, like, how well are they going to fill those 2:37?
Because there's a movie that we'll get to soon that was too short. That could have benefited from an extra 15 minutes of film.
Ooh, I can't wait to hear from you about that. All right. Well, let's see. As far as chronological order goes, because we jumped around a little bit right when we started, we'll try to get back on track with that. Next up in November, we had... Hawkeye. I can't find it. Hawkeye, yes, you're right. Yeah, you are correct, sir.
I'm curious to know where you're at with this one, because I know where I'm at with this one.
I am, you know what? I'm honestly at like a nice respect or balance for it because it was a super fun show. It was short and sweet. I enjoyed it from episode 1 to the episode. I think it's only 6 episodes. I think it's only 6.
It was really short.
It felt really quick, but they were all like 45-hour long, episodes or so. And I enjoyed it. I think, was it Haley Steinfeld? I think she did a great job. I don't know her name.
Agreed.
I think she did an amazing job. Jeremy Renner obviously did a really good job as well.
They did a great job of making me like Hawkeye more.
Yeah.
I've always been very mad about him. Like, I never disliked him, but he was just kind of a cheerleader to me.
I think that's he kind of explains that he felt that way too a bit too. Like, he's like the forgotten Avenger in the first bit of the film. Like, that's the joke. And like, oh, hey, I'm Avenger too. I'm an Avenger. Like, what the fuck? Everyone seems to forget about me. But yeah. Like, hey, can you take this picture while I take a picture with an Avenger?
The statue of an Avenger.
That's right. Yes, exactly. Yes. So, I mean, but that being said, I love the mystery behind it too, like discovering like what the mom was really up to, Haley Steinfeld's mom, and like, the whole second coming of Hawkeye and all that.
And we get the return.
The return of the Kingpin. Pretty badass. But all of a sudden he becomes like super human. Like, he gets hit by a fucking bus and he's just okay.
Yeah, he gets shot in the face. I mean, it's gonna be a different.
He gets shot in the face.
Yeah, he's not gonna be the.
He gets electrocuted.
He's not the Netflix Daredevil Kingpin.
Yeah.
There might be some, things happen for sure, but this guy's definitely taking all of the superhero steroids.
Oh yeah, for sure. He got the super soldier serum somehow, some way. I mean, I know he is supposed to be like one of the world's naturally strongest people. But at the same time, like, he's basically has superhuman strength to a degree. Yeah.
He killed Spider-Man in Spider-Verse, remember?
By just smashing him,
squeezing him.
Yeah.
I take a hug from him.
Oh, any day. But sometimes you need a good hug. Come on down to Kingpin's Hug Emporium.
Ooh.
You get squeezed to death. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I thought it was a cool film, but I'm going to land it around like balance or respect? How are you feeling about it?
I gotta go with respect. It was a show I thought I wasn't gonna like. I ended up really enjoying it.
It was charming.
It blew my socks off when I saw the Kingpin.
Yeah. I got spoiled by that from Instagram. I've learned I don't want to follow any other MCU social media accounts because you will hear about it the day after the episode comes out. Yep. I'm like, son of a fucking bitch. Great. I guess White Widow's in here now. Great to be surprised by that, huh?
She was great, by the way.
She was awesome. Yeah. It was super fun. I enjoyed it so much. It would have been even more fun had social media not just blow up my shit like that. God damn it.
Maybe stay off of social media, AJ.
I guess so. The addiction's real. Daddy needs his heroin.
Oh my God.
Where else am I gonna get it?
I'm not even gonna justify what you're saying.
Fair enough. You're talking straight chores right now. All right. Well, then yeah, I'm down to keep it at respect for the time being. I think it's around the balance respect ratio for me, but super fun. Charming, super cute story. It's like he kind of takes her under his wing, makes him like a daughter figure to a degree as well. Oh wow, you're putting it strongest level of respect over WandaVision. I'm surprised, even over Shang-Chi.
No, there we go.
Okay, is that how you feel?
That's how I feel. Correct me if you think WandaVision should be higher,
or should it be lower and put Hawkeye ahead of it?
I don't think Hawkeye was better than WandaVision.
Okay, fair enough.
Don't
it is
me,
more
bro.
classic MCU, but still with a lot of intrigue behind it, like the mysteries of wondering like what's going on with her stepdad or like engaged to be stepdad and all that stuff, or mom's boyfriend.
The Quicksilver pretty interesting
tease. Stuff. What's that? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
That cock tease. Everybody's like, "Oh my God, it's the X-Men's Quicksilver." Wrong. It was a bunny, or whatever it was.
A nice jackrabbit, we'll say that. But yeah, I forgot about that. You're right, and you get a whole bunch of fun little LARPing action, so that's always good. Who doesn't need a little LARPing every now and then? All right, moving on. Let's see here. We're done with November of 2021. Let's see. Where are we now? God damn it, I scrolled too far. Here we go.
All right.
Diciembre 17th. Let's see here. Is there anything before that I'm skipping? No, we're good. So now we have Spider-Man No Way Home. Wow. What a movie. Is that right? Did that come out before Multiverse of Madness? It did.
Yeah.
Wow, by a lot, actually.
Yeah, because Wong brings it up. He brings up something. I don't remember. But yes.
Wongers.
I just put it number 1.
Right away. Wow. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. Holy shit.
I mean,
put it straight at the top of Beer Belly Gold for the time being, at least. I mean, okay. Why don't you? I've been doing a lot of dumb yammering. Why don't you tell us why you put it immediately above all else so far?
Nostalgia. The 3 Spider-Man. I mean, some of it was a little lazy, especially when they introduced the 3rd Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The exact same way.
I will never get over how lazy that Tobey Maguire reveal was. You're so right.
So lazy. Oh my God.
For such an iconic character / actor to the series, to the saga, if you will, to the overall MCU nowadays. Yeah, it was pretty late. Like, oh, what's up, guys? I was just getting a glass of milk to go back to sleep.
Just scratching my ass, but let me help you out. You know?
They could have. I'm just folding some laundry, but I just put the kid to bed, just poured a glass of whiskey, but now I guess I gotta help you shits out. Cool. Thanks for summoning me. I was having a great time where I was. Whatever.
Yeah.
Just put my bunny slippers on.
Wasn't a big fan of Ned knowing magic because I like the origin story of him being Hobgoblin.
Oh, okay. I mean, maybe that will still be a thing somehow.
But now he's magic too.
he gets the best of both worlds, I suppose. He could start off good and no magic, and then he'll become evil and uses magic for bad, I guess. We'll see.
Oh yeah,
we'll see.
Tom Holland was great.
Oh yeah,
he was really good.
He was a really strong actor in that film. I feel like he just gets better with every movie now.
And seriously. I used to always try to make the point that the biggest reason why this movie's so good is because of nostalgia, but you don't even see the Spider-Man until like fucking an hour and a half in.
Seriously, it's not leaning that hard on it. It's already a good movie by that point, by far and away. It's great. It's great. Yeah, I think that's a really good observation. I never considered that before, in the sense that, you have to wait a while before shit goes off in the nostalgia realm. Otherwise, it's just straight up like just fun. Like you get him messing with Doctor Strange, and like I love how like when Doctor Strange like forces himself out of his body, and yet the Spidey sense is still strong.
Oh, he knows what to do. That was
still amazing. Naturally defending himself. So good, so good. I just remember laughing so much during that part because it's awesome. What a fun little nod to just how powerful that character is.
Yeah.
And then he's able to actually lock Doctor Strange within that mirrorverse.
Oh, with geometry.
Yeah. Super fun. I mean, you have Doc Ock, which is just like Doc Ock was already awesome in Spider-Man 2, but you make him even cooler by like having even more redeeming factors in this film. Yes. Awesome. Willem Dafoe, the best that Willem Dafoe has ever Green Goblin in his life. Like, it's the best version we've had of Green Goblin.
He would be the best MCU villain if he was actually an MCU villain.
Right? I mean, I guess now officially he is kind of MCU-esque. Remember, pinky out when you say it.
I mean, that's like saying when we get Secret Wars and we see the original Fantastic Four, it's going to be a part of that MCU. No.
I mean, it never happened. It will be pretty badass. $20 says they make like a Chris Evans joke about like him also being Captain America.
He might end up in Deadpool. There are rumors going around that Channing Tatum is supposed to show up in the Deadpool 3, hopefully as Gambit. He can finally get his way after fucking 10-15 years
of campaigning that, of no one saying
You're too
yes.
old. You're too old, man. You're too old now. Sorry.
Maybe he can. Yeah, maybe he'll be Peter B. Parker, where he's like the older version
of Gambit.
Yeah. That would be fun, actually. I think. See, Channing Tatum, he has such a great sense of humor. I feel like he'd be okay with that. You know, like he could actually play that up really well.
Oh yeah,
that would be fun.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah. So that's actually a really good observation you make there as well. I'll give you some props for that for sure.
Definitely one of the best ones.
Yeah.
If not the best one of this phase. I think Shang-Chi's a close second. In terms of just movies, if we're just talking about movies.
Yeah, sure. I mean, Shang-Chi, we didn't get to appreciate. I mean, I'll put it this way. It has no nostalgia to lean on. Like, if you didn't read about him in comics prior to the movie coming out, what do you know about Shang-Chi? What does anyone know about that?
What did anybody know about Thor and fucking Captain America and Iron Man before the MCU? The
first Thor movie was not that great.
they were bit. We were talking about like legacy. People already know who they are. And yes, I will agree. There are probably a lot less people who know who Shang-Chi is. But you got to remember, the only reason Marvel made the Iron Man, Captain America, Thor movie was because they got rid of their good heroes. They trademarked them out, like the X-Men and fucking Spider-Man. So,
and the audience paid the price.
you kind of had to be a nerd back then when Iron Man first came out. You either had to watch the 90s cartoon show, which I did, or the comics, which I didn't at that point, or play the Marvel vs. Capcom games, which I definitely did. So, and Iron Man was always on my team.
Oh yeah, I mean, they always made that character awesome in the Marvel games anyway. At least 1 and 2 for sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he's great. I like him.
Oh, big time. I mean, I still respect his gameplay in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, for that matter. I just think he's really fun. No, I like how he plays. It's fun. I mean, he's not the greatest character, but he's fun to watch.
So you agree? Number one?
I mean, yeah, I think you make a fair point. Does it mix up the Marvel formula that much? Probably not. I mean, it's fun multiversal action, which is like was teased from Loki going forward. And I mean, dare I say even maybe WandaVision a bit going forward and all that stuff. But ultimately, yeah, it's still good. I mean, sure, I think the nostalgia bug bit us both. And I think it bit a lot of people to the point of where it's like, again, but it doesn't solely depend on nostalgia to be a great film. And yeah, is there a lot of fan service? Yes. But even like the fan service stuff isn't even the best part of the movie. Like some of the funnest parts are just where the 3 Spider-Men are talking on the scaffolding to each other, just shooting the shit and just connecting and becoming friends. They become like unrelated brothers to a degree. It's fun. It's fun just watching them like bond. Yeah, that's all it is. Super chill. But anyway, that gets a nice solid Beer Belly Gold for Aunt May out of 10. BBG. I like that. Very good. All right, let's see. That was December of last year, and next up after that we have. Oh God, I'm running out of. I'm getting bad at math. I guess at that point, then do we have? Oh man.
I'm thinking it's Doctor Strange, but
I think you're right. I think from what I'm seeing here, actually, no. Before Doctor Strange, we had Moon Knight.
Oh, Moon Knight came out before Doctor Strange.
2 months before.
Holy crap! I'm gonna say, even though I really, really enjoyed Oscar Isaac, the story overall was just okay.
Yeah, it didn't develop in the way that I thought. I mean, it started off really intriguing. Unlike what I said about like Loki's or like What If's first episode, or maybe to a certain degree, maybe like I don't know. There's a couple shows in here that just like the first episode didn't grab me as much as the rest of the show did. I think Moon Knight started off like full throttle to a strong degree. Like, what the fuck is going on? He's got himself handcuffed to his bed. Now he's waking up in some field naked and alone. What's going on here? Yeah, like what the fuck? And then like once it gets to the ancient Egyptian stuff, it does still get neat, but it does slow down a bit too. But like even the psych ward stuff, while intriguing, it is like the whole like them being on a ship thing and through the sand, through the desert is just all right for me. But I did like the psych ward stuff. Like it just threw like another wrench in the works of like, wow, this is really cool when he was crazy. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. But then I guess the more that we got answers, the less that it ended up mattering to me to a degree.
Okay.
And that's how I feel about it.
I'm gonna personally say balanced.
I'm going to say balanced to respect. Yeah. And if you want to put it balanced, I'm happy to keep it there for now, which is unfortunate because I wanted it to be like respect or gold. I mean, realistically, I think we all want everything to be gold, but it's just not the way it is.
Some of it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Some of it's not going to happen. You can do that about any phase.
Now I know it's Doctor Strange.
Yes, you are correct. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So this is like, I think this is the beginning of where phase 4 becomes very divisive. Like you're either gonna really, really like this movie or kind of think it's a little hokey, a little cheesy.
Do you like string cheese or do you not like string cheese?
If you like string cheese, you're gonna get it in this movie.
Yeah.
Hence, very heavy emphasis on the cheese for sure. I mean, it relies on a bit of nostalgia to a degree.
That's why I think it's below Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. I think like to your point, Shang-Chi didn't have anything to build off of. It was just a brand new movie. And it could have gone the way of Eternals. And you see where that's at on our list.
It definitely could have, but it happened to just kick ass.
It was really good. And I think for that simple reason, it's better than Doctor Strange. And there's a lot of flaws in Doctor Strange that...
There are some, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I enjoyed the first Doctor Strange movie more than this one.
That was just so crazy to say because the first one is not that good either. I actually don't think they're the best, which is weird because I love Doctor Strange. I loved him before he was in the MCU, obviously.
I remember.
But just the movies, he's great in Infinity War and fucking. Why can't we just have the Russo brothers direct everything?
I know, right? I might be okay with that. Give him at least. Give him like 5 more. Give him like 5 more movies. Let's set things straight. Let's get everything back on track.
I get it, guys. Wakanda Forever was good. Could be better.
Could definitely
with the Russo brothers.
There you go. Fair argument. It possibly could have been.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm okay with it being at respect, but I'm leaning more towards balance myself. But I think I would still put it ahead of Moon Knight and Black Widow, if not in between. No. Yeah, definitely better than them. But if you want to keep them at respect, I'm willing to hear you out.
I respect your balance. I really do. I'm okay keeping it there.
We have not argued once. Not really. We haven't gotten heated.
I think the biggest argument was the Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yeah, and that was just fun. And yet we still agree. God damn it. I hate our friendship.
I totally made you agree. I don't remember what I did to make... Oh, I said watching the show is a bit of a chore. Going, yeah, well...
Yeah, he had a good pun there.
And there you go. It belongs in the chores.
All right. Well, let's see. So where are we here? All right. So we're getting there. We're moving steadily along now.
All right.
Next up, we have that. So that was May. What comes after May is June. What do we have for June? We have Miss Marvel. Yeah, you called it.
Oh yeah, that's gonna go right there. Also, I've never seen it, so I'm gonna let you decide where it goes.
You still haven't, sir. It's been months.
I've seen the first episode. It was too teenish for me. This is the reason why.
The first episode is super weak sauce. The first episode is like meh. It was, and I agree. It's like teen drama shit.
It was extremely meh.
One thing I have to say about the show, and I know Sin would agree because we've both talked about it multiple occasions, is that this show, in our opinions anyway, gets way better the more you watch it. Like it gets away from the teen drama stuff very nicely and revisits it in like an entertaining way. I guess I don't want to compare it to Cobra Kai, but
that's what I was about to do. That's exactly what I was about to do.
Like our friendship, we agree too much. but I would say like it sprinkles it in, like you get some characters that get revisited, but it's not overbearingly so. Like it's like I don't know why they did the first episode the way that they did. Like it was just like
very meh.
Like the dialogue was all right, but but there's like you could sense quality in it. But then once like episodes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 come out, it just gets more. It gets really cool, and I think you would appreciate it, especially once some. Well, I'll put it this: once some traveling comes into play, things definitely get better. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So yeah, I mean, again, once traveling comes into play, I'll put it that way. That's where the show all of a sudden takes a nice leap in a great direction, in my opinion. And the way that it ends is pretty strong too. I know you already know about the spoiler. We probably should have said spoiler alert from the beginning of this episode.
Spoiler: she's a mutant.
I said there's definitely things that are going on in the background. So I'm just gonna say you haven't seen it.
This is
I'm not gonna say it's chores, but I'm gonna say it's maybe better than Moon Knight in my opinion.
Okay.
That doesn't mean you have to put it there though. That doesn't. You could. I'm down.
We can say that they're equal. Why don't we say they're equal for right now?
All right.
Although good. Moon Knight's below it, they're equal.
I might get some hate for that too. I might receive some mean hate.
Oh, from me. You're gonna get some DMs.
Send that over to @JOHNZ3PE. That's John Zepp on social media.
Do it.
Send all your hate to him, please. I would appreciate it.
I know how to hit the forward button, you son of a bitch.
Sounds good. But I might put it there for now. It's definitely not the best, but it's certainly not the worst in my opinion. Even if it does get a little teen cheesy every now and then.
Teen cheesy.
That good old teen cheese. All right, let's see here. Where are we next? Aha!
I would imagine Thor, but I might be wrong on that.
No, you're completely right about that. Thor, Amor y Thunder. Oh man. So why don't you open up with this one? Because I have my thoughts about it. And I think we've agreed. We've talked about this movie a few times on the show. We have a whole episode dedicated to it. Go back and listen to that one or watch it. It's really fun.
This went too far off of the formula. This is what happens when you just decide to do your own thing.
All the liberties. All the liberties.
It's just too much of a comedy. And I love comedies. It's just, I think Thor Ragnarok was peak like MCU. It's up there for sure, but directed by the same director.
It's gold. It's BeerBelly Gold Ragnarok because it's so balanced.
It's so good. And this one was just a giant disappointment. Like Christian Bale was amazing, but I really don't know how menacing Gore the God Butcher is in this movie. We don't actually see him butcher anybody.
No one. You see him kill one person in this whole damn film. That's
guy. Like in the first 2 minutes.
Yeah. And it was easy. It was easy. It wasn't even like, here's this epic battle of God versus mortal. And no, it's just, it
just
walk away, dust my clothes off. I got some new tattoos.
It was disappointing. It definitely was. I loved Natalie Portman. I thought she was great at it. Tessa Thompson,
Mighty Thor was Valkyrie.
Thor himself was good too. It's
very dorky in this film, but still fun. Like it was a fun film. And again, we both enjoyed this movie. I heard John laughing 3 seats away multiple times for this film, and that made the movie even more fun for me, knowing that my buddy was laughing at it because I was laughing too.
Buddy was also very drunk.
we did drink a lot.
I was at your house like an hour before you too.
Fair enough. I mean, and one credit we gave the movie is that the goat screaming might be a little much, but it was just the right amount. I'm still
not tired of it. Yeah, I'm still not tired of it. I will watch that movie now and laugh my ass off. I never said it wasn't a good comedy.
Yeah. But is it like is it God tier MCU?
No.
Like again, so you and I read a bit of the comic before the movie came out, or did you read it after the movie?
Before.
Okay. I mean,
after.
And you read you read like the first half of that,
like the first 7 issues,
which is a good amount of the Gore saga. It's like half of it or so, which is great. It's a little more than half. I think it's like 11 issues long, if I'm not mistaken.
So I was close.
Far in.
I got might as well finish it
at this point.
No, I'm good.
But oh my god! But I'll say this: it's one of the best Thor sagas in comic book history. It's amazing, and you get to see that this motherfucker is a god butcher. If you will.
Mm-hmm. We actually see him kill guys and torture people, and it is amazing.
It's truly sinister, and like the way that he brings like the universe to its knees is epic. And yet you get this movie and it's like, well, I mean, we get to see some breadcrumbs of what he's killed, I guess. He killed a big old dog friend that Thor had, but you don't really care about. So that's great.
Yeah.
I guess to be fair, in the comics, you don't really get to care about that giant beast very much either, but at least you get to see more than just that. Yeah. There's much more to it. And you get to see like he tortures Thor for eons, which is awesome. Like you see that Thor is a tortured soul in multiple ways, if you will. But anyway, not to spoil that comic book run, read the Thor or the Gore saga.
He dies. Anyway. The end.
I'm going to put that in the chores. Maybe, dare I say, as high as balance. But I'm going to put it as high a chores as you can.
So this is where I think you and I get into a dispute a little bit.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Talk to me.
I definitely think it was better than Black Widow. If I had to choose one or the other right now, I would watch Thor.
Ah, man. You know what? Sin and I, it was what holiday? There was a holiday or some reason for a family gathering a while back ago. I feel rude for not remembering what it was. But we all got together and it was a nice time. And Sin and I were chilling on the couch at my sister's house, and they have Disney Plus there. And so we actually, I chose to put on Thor Love and Thunder just for fun, to pass the time.
We
had a good time watching it too. Huh? We had a good time. I mean, it was only like the first 15, 20 minutes, which was fine. But I mean, all right, fine. I will agree for now. I think it's near chore tier though. It's near chore.
If that's what you think, then it would be going like that.
No, let's put it better than. I might even want to put it maybe better than Moon Knight, just because I didn't care how Moon Knight ended that much.
I would agree.
Okay. I'm at better than Miss Marvel.
That's on you. I'm okay where it's at because I haven't.
I'll keep it where it's at for now.
Okay.
All right. Should we take a quick break and we'll be right back?
Yeah, let's finish this bad boy.
All right, we'll be right back. Thor: Love and Thunder. Okay, cool. Which is back in July. What comes after July? That'd be August. And we have something in August.
She-Hulk.
Oh, wow, you know this pretty well.
We're getting close. Yeah. Well, it might be Groot. Is it Groot?
No, as far as what I'm seeing, it's definitely She-Hulk.
Okay.
Actually, Groot isn't even included on this list I'm looking at.
Well, it's on this one.
That's okay. That's good. I'm glad that you included
we could decide that one at the end. I didn't include it. It was just there.
No, that's cool. So let's see here then. Cool. So then, yes, She-Hulk. Definitely a mix-up of the MCU formula. To a lot of people, a detriment. To me, a welcome change of shape. A welcome change of pace. That's for sure.
Yep. The last episode was terrible.
It was not what I wanted. I think it wasn't a lot of what anyone wanted, but it was so interesting, kinda. Fourth wall breaking.
I liked it a lot. I want you to know that. I want everybody to know that. I like that show a lot. It was just that last episode where I was like, what are they doing?
Right. Exactly. I agree.
But if I was to put it on this list, well, first of all, it's funny. I love the fact that she's breaking the wall, you know. She did it before Deadpool, so don't at me about that.
I agree.
I like the fact that she controls her Hulk power. I thought that was fun.
Something interesting that she can do over Bruce Banner.
I like that, like
sooner.
Eternal turmoil of you know, she wants to be Jen, but everybody loves her for She-Hulk. She has to kind of accept herself.
She-Hulk's a babe. Sorry, dude. Sorry, Jen.
I thought it was great, and I love how it like threw in like those I don't know what to call them, but those guys who hate movies when it's like girls.
Yeah.
All I'm saying, if she was a guy, I treat it the same. I love that they did that in that show.
Right. Truly addressing people that are just like kind of bigots like that, if you will. Yeah.
So if it were on me, I would say, and I don't know Miss Marvel, so I'm gonna say it's over Thor: Love and Thunder. I think it's equal to Multiverse of Madness.
I think I would agree. As someone who's seen both, She-Hulk is better than Miss Marvel, in my opinion.
Okay.
It's very different because Miss Marvel ends up becoming very action-based in a good way. But a good story, a good, nice story in there too, kind of heartwarming. But She-Hulk, yeah, actually, yeah, you know what? Fine, I'll put it there because I think let's see. It has a similar problem, but the opposite of Miss Marvel in that every episode is great until this last episode, and Miss Marvel, everything is great after the first. So there's that predicament there, that little picadillo, if you will.
Picadillo?
Yeah. It's a fun word to say, picadillo. Can we have a picadillo tier next time? All right. But She-Hulk, super fun, super funny, like super silly. I like how it addresses like stuff like cancel culture and stuff like that, but in a good way, you know. It's like you have freaking Abomination who's trying to show that they're more than just Abomination. They've learned from their past. Yeah, Wongers, who's like secretly a playboy, like like they're just friends from what you understand. They're not dating, but they are they? I don't know. She's back at his pad and they're watching TV together. I don't know what else to think. But it's a super fun show.
Friends.
Yeah, we'll see. A lot of people are petitioning, or were petitioning anyway, to have like
for them to get their own show. Yeah, I'd watch it. I would watch the
season. Yeah, it'd be pretty funny. Titania, I feel like was. I like the actress. She's funny, but yeah, ultimately it was just like so. Okay, look, I think Titania could have been a great character, but the last episode fucked her storyline. Like she just became someone that showed up, and
that last episode like kind of ruined the season.
Yeah, it's like, I guess they were trying not to be cliche, but to a detriment, like to the point of where they overly address things to where it just wasn't. It was fun, it was different, but was it the right way to go? No. But then I guess I was fine with them addressing like how cheesy it would have been to have everything kind of blow up in everyone's face during that like seminar that Abomination was hosting. Which sure, that would have been more of like a cliche ending for the MCU, but at least it would have been. I don't know. I wonder what else they could have done. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
I wonder what the rewrite would have looked like.
I didn't like the fact that they shoehorned Scar. I think that's his name.
That was extremely shoehorned. I was like, oh, and by the way, I have a son. It's like, oh, cool, and you're already middle aged almost. Cool. Like your son's like in his 20s already. That's neat. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope they kind of forget all about that.
No, they won't. They're going to do a Young Adventures and he's going to be in it.
How did his age accelerate? Are they going to talk about like relativity? How like where the planet he comes from moves at a faster rate around the sun compared to everywhere else?
They kind of explained that on what Sakaar, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
But their weeks are different than ours. So
we'll see. But ultimately, I am looking forward to seeing like the bright side of this is like where like the Hulk storyline went. Like if they want to really get into that, which apparently they may in the near future with future Hulk movies, I'm looking forward to that. Like we might have our first full-fledged Hulk movie in a very long time and the first of the MCU. So that might be fun.
Oh, it's going to happen.
I can't wait. All right. Storyline, unless you have anything else to say.
Nope.
All right, let vamp for me. I need a minute. I can't do math. Actually, we're getting close to the end, so therefore it's getting easier.
Oh, I already put it. I already put it where I thought it belonged.
Oh, we're already at the end, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're basically at Wakanda Forever, but we do have I Am Groot right before that,
and Werewolf by Night.
Oh my God, I didn't see that you had that picture. I couldn't read it. Pardon me.
That's why I put it there.
Oh, I see. Oh, you put it at that top. And you know what?
This is a good example of doing outside of the formula.
Yeah. Super different. It's loosely connected to the MCU. And like you wouldn't know it if you weren't listening for it. And then if you didn't already know Marvel comic history, like if you know the Bloodstone family, it's that they're tied to the Black Knight, which was teased at the end of Eternals, and I think there was maybe another show or movie that also referenced the Bloodstone name for a moment, but that's about it. Like you don't really know anything else beyond it, which is like so cool that they would decide to like, hey, you know what? Here's this really interesting storyline we can do for a random Halloween special that we don't even have to do. We're just going to do it because we want to do it. And I feel like this movie did not get anybody talking about it. I feel like I haven't heard much about it at all outside of when we talked about it. Go to the Beer Belly by Night episode. It was a really fun one to record.
It was great. The violence on it was amazing.
You get the underbelly, the chin. We all learned anatomy that day.
Chin, yep. Like an idiot. And a lot of the shots in that movie were amazing. And it was only for like 45 minutes long, right? Wasn't it like short?
It has super charm in it. Like that was one thing that Sin noticed right off the bat, and she couldn't help but vocalize it, which I appreciated. You know, she just basically said like she was really enjoying like the classic horror movie vibe to it, like the way it's shot. It was black and white, like the way even like the Wolfman. Spoilers, there's a wolfman in it. There's a werewolf. You know, it even looks like an old like movie from like the 60s and 50s and all that, the 40s, like a man in a suit kind of action. Like the special effects were still good, but they also definitely harkened back to like old cinema for it, which is super fun. And I mean, yeah, it was just a great film, top to bottom, and it was like you said, super digestible, like no more than an hour.
Yeah,
super fun. I loved it.
So is that where it belongs? Is the next question. I think so. I think it was better than What If.
I think I still want Shang-Chi better than it, but that's just my opinion.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't have to be. No. I'm thinking put Shang-Chi to gold next to Werewolf by Night. And I think What If needs to be behind everyone in gold. That's where my head's
So do you think it should be more like that? I think so. I think I'll let you say it.
Yeah. Do you agree? Are you sure?
No, I do. I don't
want you kissing my ass. I know it's a great
trust me. It is, but I know when not to.
It's fair. Yeah. There's some times where you don't want to be near there.
And I honestly think if Spider-Man didn't have the nostalgia factor, Shang-Chi.
Is that even more reason to knock it down to like lower in the gold? No Way Home, I mean. Because of the nostalgia factor alone, or is the nostalgia factor just so strong it still deserves to be the top?
Regardless, nostalgia can only take you so far.
Sure,
and still need to have a good coherent story.
I gotta say this too, emotionally speaking, No Way Home hit me the hardest. Like I was sad at the end when you realize that no one's gonna remember him until eventually they probably will again. Which we don't know about yet,
but it'll happen.
It'll happen. But until then, yeah,
it's all make believe.
Heartbreaking. You shut the fuck up! Don't you dare say that again, you bastard. We're talking about the Bible right now.
Sorry, it's all pretend. Is that better?
Moving on. Okay, we have what's at the bottom left? You have there.
This one shouldn't even be on there. It's the Guardians movie, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it in respect. Right.
That's like phase 4.5, if you.
Yeah, it's respect though.
yeah, it's respect.
It's at the bottom of. It's at the bottom of.
It's got Kevin Bacon. It's bound to be amazing. I Am Groot. Never watched it.
I'm honestly going to put it.
Have you seen it? Oh, you have.
Okay. I don't know. I want to say that it goes on the chores because it really did feel like a last minute money grab.
Wow.
Because they're gonna age up Groot in the holiday special and the Christmas one. I'm pretty sure that he's aged up. They show in the trailer, so
and he's already kind of aged up a bit in Thor: Love and Thunder. So yeah.
So you kind of have to milk it for all you can get at this point because 2-3 years from now, Baby Groot's no longer going to be popular. And that's why I kind of feel like
they had Baby Yoga / Grogu, which took that mantle of cuteness, I suppose.
Like a great example is Shang-Chi, Melvin. I think that's that little weird mystical cute thing.
Melvin, Rupert, whatever its name was. Yeah, I know.
That was clearly in there to try to sell toys.
Right.
Like it was cute. I loved it. I loved the chemistry.
It was super funny.
The CGI thing and Ben Kingsley, but
yeah.
That was obviously there to try to get some money off that movie.
Morris, that was its name. Yeah.
Morris?
I got you. Morris. Yeah, super funny, super charming, super cute, but ultimately, was it the most necessary? I guess it was like a way for them to know the way to the village. That was the purpose that thing served. That was about it. That old Maury served. I agree. Okay, fine. Well, I mean, I haven't seen I Am Groot, but if that's where you feel like it's over Falcon and Winter Soldier and Eternals.
I would much rather watch I Am Groot. I would much rather watch that again than Falcon Winter Soldier.
And it's just a bunch of shorts, right? I don't want to spend too much time on
it's like 3 or 4 shorts.
Okay. It's easily digestible.
Cute. They're cute. That's all. They're like 4 or 5 minutes long, and they're all cutesy.
Oh, easy digest. Okay, sweet. Okay, cool. Well, before we get to the final one, why don't we break down for the listeners where we're at so far with everything? You want to go at it? Go and give them Beer Belly Gold, and we'll go back and forth. Too late.
Beer Belly Gold.
What do we have? So yeah, let's break down what we have so far for people that have harder time keeping up with where we were. It's okay. We're in there. I
published it.
That's okay.
Oh,
okay. Cool.
I got scared. Okay.
All right. So far for the listeners, this is our catch up right now.
The BBG, the Beer Belly Gold. Number 1 is Spider-Man. Wait, am I reading off all of them?
Yeah. We'll each get our own categories.
Okay. Because of the nostalgia. And Tom Holland's, makes me cry.
For sure.
Loki. Yeah. Best MCU TV show.
You all know why it's there. Yeah.
Easy. Shang-Chi, the little train that could. I really didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to be as good as it was. I really didn't.
Yeah.
But I've never been really into Kung Fu movies at all. Period. And of course, Werewolf by Night, the perfect homage to classic horror movies.
Yeah.
And a great way to break the formula.
Absolutely.
I think that one really belongs in gold. That's the one I will not budge.
That's one thing. We've said it earlier in like Phase 4, even though it may not be my favorite in like a movie sense, it definitely, looking at this list, it breaks the Marvel formula up, which I mean could be for the greater good or sometimes not, apparently, from what we've talked about. All right, so next up we have Respect. So far on the top, we have Marvel What If, then WandaVision, then Hawkeye, and then what will probably be the Guardians of the Galaxy.
We just preemptively put it there. It belongs there.
What's it called again? Guardians of the Galaxy what now?
I don't know.
I can't read that small.
No, neither. Me either.
I'm not sure what it is either. It's okay, but either way, it's exciting. We're hyped for it. We're getting there. Yeah, the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special is what it's called. Sweet. All right, and then that's where we are with Respect, the second tier, the second highest.
Nice. Now we're on balance. It's like the way I like my beers, nice and balanced. Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, She-Hulk. The Incredible, must-watch Miss Marvel. So I've been told.
Pretty good.
The disappointment that is Thor and Love and Thunder. Same for Moon Knight. I kind of was hoping more from it. And that one movie that shouldn't have been released when it was.
It's about 10 years too late.
About 10 years too late. Yeah, Black Widow. She dead.
Fair enough. Cool. And then for the chores, once again, the choros, if you will, the diarrhea of them all. So far, we are at I Am Groot being the highest ranked of that, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or Captain America and the Winter Soldier by the end of it, and then Eternals being the choriest of the chores, the ultra diarrhea, if you will.
Yeah.
Cool.
You got to take Pepto because you might be a little dehydrated.
You need to take Pepto.
The electrolytes.
You got to prep with taking drinking electrolytes, and also Pepto. And then after you eat whatever you're going to eat, do it, rinse and repeat again.
Beast.
You need like a sandwich of Pepto. All right. This episode brought to you by Pepto-Bismol. Next up, and finally, we are at Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, the final film of Phase 4 of the MCU. All right, sir. We talked about it last episode, Beer Belly, Wakanda Forever. Where the hell does this work for you?
I'm going to keep it unbalanced. I'm saying balanced. I don't know if you find it under Respect.
Putting it as balanced as it can be, like right in the middle there, it looks like. Or are you going to go higher? Did you like it more than She-Hulk? Or did you not? Did you like it more than Multiverse of Madness?
I like Multiverse of Madness more.
Okay. I'm listening.
I'm just putting it here. It doesn't mean it belongs there.
Sure.
We already discussed this last episode, so I won't go too crazy into it. Or previous episode, not last episode. A previous episode.
Sure.
Bit too long. Felt like it was missing T'Challa.
Yeah.
Chadwick Boseman. It really did feel like it was missing him. The story was a little lackluster, but then the for the most part, the visuals were amazing. The music was really good. The action, not the action, the characters, amazing.
The
Like
acting itself.
Namor, the I don't remember her name, the queen before she drowns to death.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
She was amazing. Shuri, Riri. I like them all. I just think the story
Okoye, yeah.
It would have been better to have a Black Panther in it.
Right.
Or maybe just not make the movie so soon. But
yeah, maybe a little more space could have done more for the film at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, it was already greenlit and had been, so it's like it's just
what do you do?
The circumstance they found them in was just ultimately unfortunate. The biggest reason being that someone died. You know, Chadwick Boseman passed away. That's ultimately just the saddest part about it. And then, you know, a ripple effect of that is just that the movie wasn't what it was probably originally planned to be, which is, you know, it is what it is. It sucks, but I mean, ultimately, it's the saddest part that's he's just no longer with us anymore, which is totally sad. But yeah, I would agree to a strong to a good amount of it. Some of the visuals were pretty good.
There were a little CGI was a little bit.
Some of the CGI was pretty rough.
It was an almost 3-hour movie, and it was probably 2 minutes worth of CGI that was cheesy.
Like, yeah.
I don't let that dissuade me. Now, if it was completely shit, then that would be a different story. The CGI, but it wasn't. Right. It's just here and there where it's like, okay, they ran out of money.
Yeah,
or they need to fire somebody. You know,
they probably did both. Here's $5, and also we got to let Jeffrey go. I'm sorry. Oh, Billy Bob, he's gone too. Sorry, Denise. Out of here. We got $5 left in our budget to be able to pay for CG for freaking Ironheart's mask.
Ironheart's mask.
That was
put foam over her.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, great film, emotional, tear-jerking to a degree. I mean, you really feel the heavy loss throughout this film because there's a lot of it. Again, we mentioned the previous episode, John
That's the
Kirstis,
theme of the movie.
Yeah. yeah. Lost the movie. It's super somber, super sad, but with a decent amount of humor and fun sprinkled in between. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't just gray and sorrow the whole time. It was done with class when they put in humor. It wasn't just like, here's this really sad moment. Now I'm going to be silly and you know, it's like, sorry for that example.
Here's my jealous hammer.
Exactly.
Floating around.
Right. Which is funny, but again, just, you know,
y'all done with the goats? Well, too bad. 7 more times, you know?
Yeah, right. But this movie, like, it put it in nicely. Like, and again, the acting, I can't get over. Like, Namor, he was awesome. Like, another cool Marvel villain. Just, so I can't wait to see what else he becomes a part of it later on in the saga, in the MCU, if you will. I want to say that I personally put it above. I haven't seen it in a while. I'm going to put it in the highest regard of balance, if not above Hawkeye.
So wait, you think this movie was better than Multiverse of Madness?
I think so.
Really?
I mean, Multiverse of Madness got a little cheesy for me at parts. Like the whole zombie Doctor Strange, you gotta do it. You can do it, kid. Oh, zombie wink. Ha. Like I don't know if I needed that. He looked a little silly, like looking deadpan at the camera, just like, you can do it. Come on, America. Like, I was just like, I don't know.
Zombie just wink at me?
He fought him with the power of musical magic. Like, it was neat.
You said you love that scene. No,
I will hindsight, I've had some time away from it where he's like, it was neat.
I feel like if you watch that scene again, your pants would go.
I'm feeling like I'm getting my ivories tickled a little bit. Yeah. No, you make a good point. I do love me some piano.
Okay.
But
I'm hearing you out. And I guess my compromise will be that it's still underbalanced. I don't think it's under respect.
You think it is under respect?
I don't think it is.
Wakanda Forever? Mm-hmm. Oh, Doctor Strange.
I'm saying I'm saying Wakanda Forever would go over Multiverse of Madness, but I don't think it belongs in this category.
Okay, but are you okay with putting Multiverse of Madness in balance?
I'm saying both of them would be in balance, but Wakanda Forever is above
all else in that category.
Yes.
I would agree with you.
I think that's the meat in between because
yeah, I'm cool with that. Do you still think the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special should be in the lowest part of respect?
No, it needs to be at the highest. It doesn't even belong in here. I just can't remove it. It's a floater until it's released.
That's fair.
So since it's a floater, we'll leave it under the chores.
Sounds good. And maybe we'll tweet out an honorable mention or put it in our Instagram stories in the future with where it ends up. So to any of you who are curious as to where Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special ends up on our list down the road, and we'll probably address it in a future episode anyway. We'll see. But yeah, this is really fun. All right. Are you okay with where we're at here?
I think this is a respectable list.
Cool. So the very top, Spider-Man No Way Home. I think a lot of people would agree. Mm-hmm. And I mean, Loki being second, I think is very fair. What an upset that a silly little Halloween special, or at least what should have been a silly little Halloween special, Werewolf by Night, is in Beer Belly Gold. Granted, the lowest version of it, but it's above everything else, below all that other stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, how crazy is that? Are you okay with What If being at the top of respect?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like where we're at. And I'm going to take your word for it with I Am Groot. Are you sure you're okay with taking my word for it with Miss Marvel, considering you didn't like the film?
I'm not at all. But then I feel like...
Move her.
No, let me finish. I feel like it was probably going to be better than Thor, because I've heard from other sources that Miss Marvel is a good show.
Oh, you have? Okay,
I have heard that.
I mean, you could put Moon Knight above Miss Marvel if you want, but I don't know if I would agree fully.
No, I think it's in the lower tier. Again, loved Oscar Isaac, and hopefully the second season will be better, but there were some flaws to that first season.
I think that's a very good point. Yes. Okay, cool. Well, we did it. And with not as much controversy as I would have thought, at least between us and our friendship, but I'm sure we're going to get blown the fuck up in the comments and all that, which is great. Happen. By all means.
Hey, where's Black Adam? You know that came out.
Yes, it did, you dumbasses. Yes, it did. Well, of course, an episode of Beer Belly would not be complete without John's words of wisdom for the week. By all means.
For the love of God, don't do an MCU tier list.
Why is that?
Don't rewatch them. You'll go into madness. Let's all just take a break from Marvel and DC movies. Specifically DC. You know what? Let's just stop watching DC movies and shift over to Marvel.
You know what, dude? I can't wait for DC to become amazing. It's getting there.
James Gunn and whoever that other guy is are gonna do amazing. I really do think so. I think now, not because of The Rock, that was not that great of a movie, but I think now we're gonna get a new era of comic book superhero movies.
Sure. Well, we do have like a nice 4-month break until Quantumania comes out. So I think this is a nice third of a year where we're just going to get a nice breath of fresh air. And
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, you're right. Fuck. Well, I guess 3 months then. A nice quarter of a year break from MCU craziness, hype, which is good because I think by the time, like I was going to say, when Quantumania comes out, we're going to be hungry for it, I think.
Oh my God. That one I'm going to watch in Dolby. I'm desperate to get that one in Dolby.
Bosh. That's how I saw Black Panther Wakanda Forever, and it paid off nicely.
I apologize. I should have warned you. I saw the movie on Wednesday. Should have warned you.
Oh, really?
On Thursday. I'm sorry. I watched. No, wait.
We saw it the same day.
Wednesday? No, we did not. No, we did not. No.
Oh, yeah. You saw it the day before we did. That's right.
So I watched it Thursday at 3 p.m. 4. Yeah. I got you. Don't worry.
I thought it was fine in Dolby. I thought it was fine. But I mean, Quantumania is going to be the tits magits for sure. I can't wait.
100%.
The Beezles and Easels, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds good. Well, again, we're going to head out pretty soon, but if you have not listened to an episode of Beer Belly, this is a little bit different from what we typically do, but this is super fun that we get to talk about stuff like this more in depth. We usually have all sorts of random ramblings, if you will. We usually feature different beers and such, or different alcoholic beverages each episode. So if you have any suggestions, maybe you have favorite beers that you want us to drink or ones that you think we would hate, suggest them to us at BeerBellyPod on all social media. That's Instagrams, the Tickamatox, the Twittermemers, the Yumamatubes, all that good stuff. You can hit us up on Reddit as well.
Foodamifies.
BeerBellyPod on all that. BeerBellyPod@gmail.com or Gmail.
Gmail, yes. I like that. Gmail.
100%. But yeah, let us know what we should talk about next episode. Do you agree with us? Do you completely disagree? Are we full of shit? Of MCU shit? Should we be watching more DC movies? Like great ones, like Batman versus Superman? Should we be watching stuff like that? That isn't the Ultimate Edition.
I'll quit.
But we'll do it. But John will quit following that. Sounds good. Well, again, send in your questions or comments. Let us know how much you agree or completely disagree with our dumbasses. We can't wait for the controversy or maybe the fun agreements. We'll see. Who knows? Either way, we'll see you next week. Write us. We're going to have some fun episodes coming up down the pipeline. Can't wait to talk about it. We'll see you then. Goodbye.